Recording right now because we are now at Amy and Mike's, the AM Munch with Amy and Mike. And today, guess what our
Not
topic is?
much. Like if you look at it, it looks like it's much.
Much, but
AM
we're going
much.
to change that because today we're talking about what, Amy? Being flexible. All
Oh,
right,
it's a
don't be
munch, not much.
flexible. So the AM Munch today is
It's a
about being
small bite,
flexible.
not a munch. Not much, but a small bite.
Yeah, the AM Munch. So anyway, so welcome to the AM Munch. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Michael, and that's Amy, and we're here just to talk about flexibility today. So how do you be flexible? Uh-oh, Amy has brought out the
Mrs.
incredible
Incredible. She's
ladies and how
very
flexible she is.
flexible. Woo!
Right. So it's good to be flexible because, again, mind, body, soul, and spirit. It's good to be flexible. We're going to talk about how flexible are you with your mind too? It's important, right? Because there are so many things going on right now in the world. And when you're not flexible, it's hard, it's so hard to be adaptable to change that's happening around us, isn't it?
Well, one thing I find myself saying a lot,
Hmm.
working with people, and I'm working with a lot of individuals and groups, is
Uh-huh.
that we've got to stay in the game. As
Right.
the game changes, as the rules change, and as the players change.
Yeah. Yeah. And they seem to change
Oh my God, so
quite a
fast.
bit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, one word that sticks out on my head is that cognitive flexibility,
Mm.
and again, that's our ability to think on our feet, right? And um, and sometimes we have to think on our feet, right? What do we do in this situation? I know that pretty much all of the community servants that we support now, from our officers, our firefighters, to our healthcare workers, to our veterans, they all have to think on their feet
Oh man, all
when
the
something
time.
happens,
All the
right?
time.
They may go in with a certain mindset
Wait,
of what
this is the priority? Nope, that's not the priority. This is now. Right. And
exactly.
now this, and now this.
Yeah, we can stage here, we gotta do this. No, we gotta move it out of here. I mean, it's always changing. So having that cognitive flexibility is very important. So if anything today, I want you to think about how are you managing your cognitive flexibility? And when you're adaptable to change, um, how does that change you personally? Are you still, in the game, or do you just lose it when something just changes? I can't do it anymore. I'm done. Because without having that flexibility, things become frustrating,
Oh man.
right?
No, you don't feel like you have a solid foundation, a solid
Right.
base.
Right. And we want you to have a solid foundation. I mean, it's important, and definitely in all the fields that we support, having that solid foundation in the work that you do is vital to your job. I mean, just being flexible. I looked up one of the definitions. It says being flexible means having the ability to adapt to new situations, change plans easily, or just being unbreakable. That to me really spells
But you,
out
right, you can be bendable,
right,
but
and,
not break.
and not break. And that to me spells out resiliency.
Oh man,
Oh, doesn't it come back to
100%. It
resiliency,
really
Amy?
does. I think everything does. And keeping your system calm.
Yes.
You talked about, I work with a lot of people in crisis, and sometimes
Uh-huh.
I'm in crisis. And I
Yeah.
know my number one job there is to get as calm as I can before I take an action.
Yeah.
Right? It's okay to have any thought. It's okay to have any feeling. But if you don't deal with them, they become actions you may regret.
Yeah. Yeah. But being resilient in that moment is so important, right? Because there are so many things that happen during the day that you're going to go through and that you have gone through. And how do I go through the next situation? How do I tackle the next situation that comes to me, with the change from the last situation? And now it's a different situation. And now I'm going home. I got to deal with a different situation. And now the different environments, the different people. I applaud you all for the work that you do. I applaud you, Amy, for the
Oh,
different
Well, again,
platform that you work on
it,
too. Oh my goodness.
it's
I've
staying,
seen you go
staying
from, I've
kind
seen
in the
you, I've,
process.
yeah, I've seen you go from one meeting to another meeting to another meeting to another meeting to another meeting.
And
And
right, changing my hats because
yeah,
right, and
yeah,
that's part I
yeah,
think
yeah.
flexibility too. It was like I was in a prior meeting and I was
Uh-huh.
part of a group doing a different thing, and then
Right,
now I'm here, and it's you and I, and we're looking at it different. I mean, I think that's tapping into different parts of me, and
yep,
certainly I think one of the reasons I am so flexible is
yeah.
because I'm so structured and organized.
Woo! Oh, yeah, it's good to be there. It's good. Oh,
For
it's
me, now I know like today I have things I have to do, meetings I
right,
have to be at, and I
right,
have a bunch of it would be nice to, or okay, I have something on Saturday. I could prepare it tomorrow. Today would be ideal. But
right,
and so I may go to this meeting, I may not. I may go do
right,
this thing, I may not. But
right,
these are the things that are going to blow up, or I like to say we're juggling balls. Some
right,
are rubber and some are glass. And I
right.
am going to make sure to keep the glass ones in play and maybe need to drop some plastic ones.
Right. Find out what's a priority. What's a priority in your life today, and make sure you take care of your priorities. It's not about totally everything being balanced because there really is no such thing as balance.
I
You
hate
know,
that word,
yeah, I
you
know that it
gotta.
just doesn't exist. But priority does. So if you take care of your priorities, if there's room for other stuff, like Amy was saying, then yeah, go ahead and do it. If not, then just take care of your priorities.
So I want to make sure in your priorities
Hmm.
that you also have self-care, which
Yeah.
may be I have water with me and I'm going to
Right.
drink water, right?
Yeah.
But certain things you're going to, very good. They're going to add that to your priorities and spending 2 minutes in a real connection with somebody who needs you in that moment.
Right.
Because we can blow that by so fast.
Hmm.
We have a good friend who's got a friend who's struggling today, and so
Uh-huh.
you and I spent some time on that, and we will spend some time holding with him and being here for him as
Yeah.
we're balancing everything else. That all still
Right.
has to happen.
Right. And think about what is it that you're enjoying today? I mean, if at least one thing, just think about what's making me smile today. What's bringing a smile to my face and saying, you know what, today is great because of this. Today is great because of whatever it is. Just think about that and let it resonate in your heart and everything that you do today. I enjoy that. So, being flexible. Do you have any closing thoughts about being flexible, Amy?
Yeah, I think one of the ways that I'm able to do that is I choose to have a viewing point instead of a point of view. The schedule has to be like this has to get done this way. It's like,
Hmm.
okay, standing back for highest good, being the best leader, whatever I can be, what's the choice right now?
Right. Okay. All right, good. All right. This is the AM Munch. I'm Michael. That's
Not
Amy.
much, but munch.
Munch. There it is.
So
The AM Munch with Amy. A lot of much of Munch with Amy and Michael. Have a blessed day. Thank you for tuning in. We look forward to tuning in with you again. All right. Take care.